name is Brandon from Vegas. Welcome back to Won't You Be My Neighbor? And today, the interest rates have dropped and you are fucked. To explain why that is, we have brought in an elite team. As always, the millennial MILF, Alexandra, is in the building. Our lender, our superstar lender, Vice President of Cross Country Mortgage, Boomer Bill, is in the building. We also have a new guest for you guys, a resident One Piece and anime fan. We needed some more culture on this chat. Welcome, Rossetti.
I'll bring my straw hat next time.
Please, I'm telling you, the straw hat would crack on screen. Rossetti, introduce yourself. Tell the people who you are.
My name is Rossetti Gutierrez Uy. I am a Las Vegas realtor out here in Southern Nevada. I'm in Women's Council of Realtors, so I'm a community builder at best. If there is something that benefits the community, I'm definitely a part of it. And I'm excited and so grateful to be here and talk about what just happened and where everybody stands, what's going on. And this is a great opportunity to talk more about, reality of like what that means day to day and just kind of going through everything included in that.
Hell yeah. We're going to have some good clippables for you guys today, some good social media breaking for you guys. We're live over on TikTok. We're live on YouTube. So if you guys want to join the conversation, jump in, hop in on the YouTube, ask us your questions, or jump in on the TikTok live and make fun of me and troll me. That's how we get down. So what we are discussing today is that last night, after over 19 months, the Feds finally slashed interest rates by a half point. A half point. Not only did they cut for the first time in 19 months, but a significant amount higher than we expected. So, Bill, explain to the people what that means in terms of real estate and what that means projecting going forward.
So the Fed funds rate, a lot of people think the Fed funds rate is, oh gosh, mortgage rates are going down, mortgage rates are going down. The Fed funds rate is set by the government. So that is not a rate that the government controls. Mortgage rates are market driven. So the market had already priced in most of that expected cut. They were anticipating 0.25% to 0.5% cut in the Fed funds rate. So they were already projecting that. So the mortgage rates actually went up a little bit yesterday. Today, it looks like the market settled back down a little bit. The markets liked what the Fed was doing. And so a lot of monies went from the bond market, which is the interest rate market, over to the stock market. So that's why we had a little bit of a rough day, if you will, on the mortgage rates. But today looks good.
Of course. The big thing that I want people to know is that you don't know what he just said. No.
Boomer Bill, you don't know what I said?
You guys don't know what he just said. When you hear that the rates cut, you assume that rates cut meant for everybody. Mortgage rates, interest rates. You thought all of that got cut. And what he's trying to explain to you is all it does is signals that the belief in the economy is stronger today than it was yesterday, right? And why it's important to real estate is, as any realtor can tell you, people buy houses based on belief, right? If they believe that the area they're moving to is good, if they believe the economy is good, they're more likely to buy a house. If they go on the news and everybody tells them the economy is bad, the last thing they want to do is spend a lot of money buying a big object like a house, right? Where have your clients been, the people that you're talking to, because you're big on community, you're big on talking to people, where have people stood over the past few months in terms of the interest rate and how comfortable they feel buying a home?
As a small business owner and a realtor, the last few months have been very slow. I think a lot of that has to deal with the media, what gets released, what gets read, what you believe is that form. I think probably 20, 40 years ago, television was the only way to obtain information if you learn about something. And now there's YouTube, there's TikTok, there's Instagram, there's all these places. So it's really tough. And then when you see your top more corporations who are releasing this information, that's scary when they're all of them, right? Yeah. And they're sharing this information. You don't know how that relates to you. You're just trying to go day to day. The people in the community are, either prepared or not prepared. 2020 taught them how big or small their space actually was. because life changed a little bit. And now people are recovering from that. So the value of home ownership at a stability level, at a security level, those type of necessities in life, like survival type stuff, that changed. And then, there are moves people need to make before they start to want to invest in real estate, like staying at a job for more than 2 years and, having some sort of income that you can provide for yourself, because not everyone is a business owner. So I have been preaching this all week. Small business owners like to, kick it in the bucket some weeks, and other weeks are really good. So it's kind of it's a fun hustle. There's good and there's bad days, just like, when big popular media releases information and nobody knows what Bill said, right? But they don't.
I do. I knew what I said.
I know what you said. I got you. But I think as professionals, it's your job to educate your clients and discuss with them what that means, what Bill said, like have questions. But a lot of people are so scared to reach out because there's a level of trust you have to have in that person, because now you're saying all the tea, you get all the tea now, about everything in my personal life and finances and my family. That's a very trustworthy type of thing. So building that relationship with people, I think, has changed, especially with the BBRA, the lawsuit, things like that. The value of a buyer's agent has changed.
Yeah. You mentioned something at the start that I think is really good information. Qualifying for a house requires 2 years being at the same profession, the same type of work. When the economy is less stable or people are less believing in the current economy, staying at a job for a longer period of time may not be as accomplishable for them. They may want to move around, try to chase the money, right? Which again then resets the time they need to qualify for a house. Bill, why do we say that people are fucked when the rates go down?
Love it.
Because really, the lower interest rates allow more people to afford a home.
How many
they
more?
can qualify? So a 1% drop in rates. Now, we've seen that over the last 4 months can bring in potentially 5 million new home buyers into the market. Now, we're not even selling 5 million in the United States right now, but that's a big number. So it just makes it way more affordable for people to buy a home. And it just is more people that are competing to try and go out there.
You ready for the clip, Robert? You guys ready for the clippable on YouTube? Here we go.
I'm very animated, sorry.
Imagine it's ladies' night at a nightclub. You pay $20 to get in so she can drink for free, right? And you paid that little extra money because it increases your chances of talking to a lady like Rossetti next to me, right? There's 100 of those ladies and there's only 20 guys, so you're willing to pay the extra amount, right?
First off, there's no cover on ladies' night.
Not for y'all. Not for y'all.
Not for you.
Not for y'all. Then imagine, as you're standing there, they let 300 guys into the club. Is it ladies' night anymore? No. That's what Bill just told you guys. That's what Bill just told you guys. When the interest rates go down and they allow 5 million new buyers onto the market, we don't have 5 million houses to sell them. Just like when they let 1,000 guys into the club, there wasn't 1,000 girls in that club. There was like 150, right? It decreases your chances of being successful at what you're aiming for.
Yeah.
And this is the big reason why we try to tell you guys that you're effed. When you were doing real estate and
You're not effed.
You're effed. No. Everyone's trying to be nice about this, you guys. You're completely effed. And I'm going to take you guys back to
Let's talk first.
Yeah. I'm going to take you guys back to a year called 2021.
Oh, I love 2021.
Tell them about 2021.
Can we have the...
Oh, no, not yet.
Not yet.
Oh, no.
Okay.
The big your F prediction is coming at the end of this.
Okay, got it.
Take them back to 2021. Describe 2021 for you.
So for me, I've been licensed for 6 years. I was in hospitality before. I'm in real estate now. Usually it's a typical transition sales-wise, and comparable lifestyles. And it was a busy year. Interest rates were, 3-4%. It was very common. A lot of people who had, stable jobs, they were buying. If not, maybe they love the area or they didn't know if they want to stay. To be honest, the most common objection, or as you would say, that I get is that I didn't realize I was going to live here for 15 years. Like, yeah, like you've been here. You don't think you're going to stay here, but Las Vegas is a fun city. There are people that come here for a show, for a fight, for, there's always some festival of something that generates a lot of revenue. And Nevada
Entertainment capital.
Yeah, absolutely. And Nevada doesn't have state tax. So all of the streets, the lights, all those things are covered by like the strip, So 2021 was great. I think 2022 made it a little bit harder, 2 years past COVID. Did you receive unemployment? Did you not receive unemployment? Did you switch careers? Did you go back to school? Like, if you were not educating yourself during that time and you stayed consistent and inflation went up, your income didn't change.
Yeah.
If you didn't like create a side hustle, like sell some candy bars, like, whatever you got to do to raise funds for yourself, to care for your family. So it was really good. And then, the demand got higher and, we're getting closer to election season. There are a lot of things in play with agendas that are being more focused on, right? Because we don't have state tax. So if we're going to start $1 million project, the state wants to make sure the community is going to, give back to that and like give part of it. But I think now people were waiting for them to go down to 1%, which is hilarious. Or they'll say, where are the foreclosures? Go down to the auction. There's nobody there.
There's nobody there.
There's nobody there. There's no deals because these homes are getting loan modifications. They're getting options. Your average person that bought a house in the last few years has a 750 plus credit score.
Yeah.
Now it's like he just said, 5 million more people just came into the market because there's a lot of people that don't have a 750 credit score, right? You don't need a 750 credit score to buy a house. Yeah. There are many other qualifications. They just don't start, right?
Yeah.
What I tell my clients always is, are you planning for now or are you planning for later? And that is so different. Everyone in this room is so different, And I think that makes a difference. Yeah. But it's starting to have the realization of what you actually want. And real estate's a great way to do that. I mean, all you do is live in it, pay for it. If it's broken, fix it. Don't wait to fix it till later, and change your air filters.
Yeah, like we say here, real estate's like
and mow your grass. Ugh.
Real estate's like a stock that you get to live in, right? It grows over year, but you actually get to enjoy the benefits of what it does. Bill, what was 2021 like for you when people came out of COVID and realized, wait, the interest rates are 2 to 3%? What was that like for you?
It was madness. I mean, honestly, people were buying. You had multiple offers. You had offers over list price. You had so much going on because the interest rates allowed them to afford a payment. Most people look at the mortgage payment on what they can afford to buy, and then they kind of set the value of what that mortgage payment will afford them. So there was a lot of activity, a lot of stuff that happened out there. And then as the rates started to go up and up and up and up and up, as they decided that there was inflation that went to 9%, so then everything started to slow down. And I had people that were like, right in at the beginning of COVID saying, I'm selling my house right now because I'm going to be able to get a property for 60% less in 2 years. You watch. I'm like, okay.
Okay.
You might guess.
My favorite group of people are the people who said in 2021 when houses were going 50,000, 40,000, right? Because that's what happened. If you bought at the start of 2021 or the end of 2020, like we were suggesting, you got to clean up, right? Because you got the low interest rates before the housing prices change. It's always the first person to the grass that gets to eat the most, right? Yeah. But even the people who bought in the middle of 2021, when houses were going 15, 20% higher each time, 50,000. What were people on the sidelines saying? Oh, these houses are overpriced.
It'll never go up higher.
These houses are overpriced.
The bubble.
From 2021 to 2024, the average American home made $130,000 in equity. How overpriced are they now? Right?
130,000.
Everybody who called them overpriced then, these houses have now made over $100,000 in equity. Are they still overpriced? No. Right? But the people who benefited the most were the people who got in early. And when we get to our predictions today, I'm kind of hinting and leading towards where we're going with this, but the people who succeed in this game are the people who get in early. If you wait for the rest of the herd to jump in, because we're all a bunch of monkeys in a zoo, right?
Hunger Games.
Hunger Games. You go to Disneyland, right? And what do? You just hop in the ride with the longest line. You don't want to miss out. You see all the other monkeys riding that ride. You want to ride the ride too, right? We're all a bunch of monkeys in a zoo. But in real estate, if you hop at the end of that line, shit, by the time you get to that front, that house is going to be twice what you wanted to pay for it. You know what I mean?
Some areas are 15%.
Which is insane.
15%.
Which
Name a savings, bond, trust, and stock account that will 15% your money.
Yeah. Last night on TikTok Live, we had this woman who wanted to move from San Jose. And she's like, I'm not sure if I should buy a house in San Jose or move to Sacramento where it's cheaper. I said, let me just run you some quick numbers. I said, the average house in San Jose in the Bay Area made 8% equity last year. You're looking at a $1.5 million house. I said, would you like $120,000 per year? Does your job, is that a good number? She's like, yeah. I'm like, well, buy your house in San Jose, right? That level of equity, when we're talking about $1.5, $1.6 million houses, is insane. Yeah. You ever been up in the ridges over in Summerlin?
Yes.
Okay. Back in 2018, 2019, some of those lots were going for like $600,000-$700,000.
I was under contract with one for $515,000.
For $515,000. Now, what does it cost to get into the ridges?
1.2. Townhome.
$1.2 million.
Yeah.
From $515,000. In less than 5 years.
Some people picked up single families for the same price.
Which is insane, right?
Same price. Now they're 3, 4, some 5, 10. Some areas in that general, what is it? Like Clark County area over there, because they're all municipals, nerd, have bigger lots.
Yeah.
So they're not the same. Like, some areas there are a lot of tract homes. Mm-hmm. So those are custom. So they're random sizes. Yeah. Some of them are triangles, some of them are squares, some of them just go like a line like this. Yeah. Whatever the survey says, pretty much.
So Brandon, what do you think? Have values gone down at all in the last couple of years?
That's the crazy.
With interest rates that actually peaked at like 8%?
In Las Vegas from 2023 to 2024, with the highest interest rate in a decade, Las Vegas houses grew by 6.5% on average. Right?
Which is what compared to the national?
The national, for American houses, they say the average American home is supposed to grow 25% every 5 years. So about a 5% average equity per year.
So we're above that. National.
We're above that, which makes sense because we have a large California population moving here, people from Texas moving here, people who are willing to spend a little bit of extra money and raise our price. Our Las Vegas is significantly lower than the cities around us. We're cheaper than Utah, we're cheaper than Colorado, we're cheaper than California, we're cheaper than a lot of Pacific Northwest. So we're an easy destination for people looking to move to the West Coast.
Or for people to downsize or sell their home and pay cash.
Yeah. As matter of fact, speaking of, where are most of your clients coming from nowadays? Over the past year, where would you say most of your clients are coming from?
New York City.
Okay.
San Francisco.
Okay.
Skokie, Illinois.
Well, that's a good one.
Skokie.
Miami, Florida.
Okay. So they're
Nashville,
moving here. You're
North
getting the most
Carolina.
expensive cities moving here.
The cost, we have no state tax.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. Like, I think the consumers, and, this is just my opinion, whatever, take it for what it is. They don't realize when there's a dip in the street, like, we don't have, like, state tax that pays for that, right?
Yeah.
Like, just avoid the dip in the street. Like, and the city has accumulated a lot of costs you have to pay for that. It's not just, like, free money that they have, right? Which is really great for consumers at the Fed being dropped because they don't know what that means, Like, they've been struggling. People want to buy a home, but the construction can't keep up. Yeah. The cost of labor has gone up, the trucking industry and all the things that have happened in the last 5 years. Like, it's really changed a lot of stuff.
So I have a question. When do you think the home values will start to go up with the lower rates?
Everybody and their mother.
And what rate does it have to get to?
Everybody and their mother is waiting for the election to be over. That's honestly.
That's why you should bring your paperwork now.
Yeah. Everybody and their mother waiting for
Find it.
elections to be over.
Just
right?
look for it.
Be ready.
I think when FHA rates hit anything 4.9, anything 4.9, I think when conventional rates hit anything 5.9 or 6, we're going to see the refinances are going to be the first thing that start rolling in. And the second the election's over, everybody's going to run out. Depending on how they feel about the election, people are going to run out.
You don't think rates are going to drop before the election?
They will, but people
I
are.
do.
But everybody and their mother's waiting for it.
Can I tell you a secret?
I think you're going to get some smart people that are like, we're going to go buy our house right now?
I think the smart people are buying right now. I've had my busiest season over the last, I'd say, like 4 or 5 weeks. I've had the most people looking to sell their home and buy a new one, jump into new builds. This has been my most active season because for some reason I attract a smart buyer, people who are like, hey, I want to get in before this happens, right? So we're already seeing that movement. It's convincing other people that, hey, jump in now before the rates send the prices through the moon, right? Were you going to say something, Rossetti?
I have a secret.
What's that?
What if I told you rates are already low? And they're just waiting for a new press release. And that's how media works.
100%. 100%. People don't believe it until they see it
Exactly.
in the media, right?
It's not about the rate cut, right? The rate being cut means something different for every buyer. You know, a millennial, a boomer, you know, a silent generation. It really just depends on what that is, right? There's a lot of scarcity in the market with the media and your local resource, things like that. But it really just comes down to what your affordability is, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you have to not go to the coffee shop that you love to go to every day just for a little bit to save some money.
Oh, that's our favorite.
You know, like just trying something, like figuring out what those rates mean for you. For a lot of people, they haven't started, you know, and that's what I always suggest with people when I meet with them is that you need to meet with someone you can connect with and actually break down what you're trying to achieve, like why these rates like are good for you or why they're bad for you, like whatever that means, because it's different for everybody.
Yeah.
But it is a good sign because that means that, like he said, 5 million more people can afford what they actually want now, right? Maybe they're at the cusp of like 450 to 500,000, changing that affordability level for you to be able to afford something per month. We're talking a different ball game, right? Or for example, conventional loans went up to 800,000 plus. I don't know the exact number. Ask Bill. Hell no.
That's my strategy too.
You know, ask a mortgage professional because I'm a real estate professional, not a mortgage professional.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of consumers don't realize the loans that the mortgage professionals are choosing are like between 2,500.
Oh yeah. Even though Bill is the lender professional, because I spend so much time with Bill, have learned a few tricks from Bill. And when I say people are fucked with the interest rates dropping, and I use that word very, very purposefully. It's not just to make you giggle. It's because I 100% believe in it. I need you guys to know the intensity of what's going on. Okay? If you have a house right now that's $400,000 at a 5.5 interest rate, which is what we're qualifying for people at FHA, your mortgage is around $2,750. People have this idea that if the interest rate drops, oh my God, gee golly willikers, Batman, I'm going to save a bunch of money. Wrong. Bill, what happens to the price of the house when the interest rate drops by even 1 to 0.5%?
The house goes up in value.
Goes up in value, right? During 2021, we saw houses go up from anywhere $40,000 to $100,000, depending on the area that you're in. So if your $400,000 house goes up to $440,000 or $450,000, even if the rate is 4.9, your mortgage is now $2,871. I know the exact amount because I did it before we got here, so I could sound smart.
You are smart.
He is smart.
Not only are you paying $40,000 to $50,000 more for the same house, you're paying a higher mortgage for that house.
Yeah. It's going to happen over time, right? It's not going to happen immediately. So rates have dropped. Give you an example. If back in May, rates were just over 7%, 7.5%. And if you got the interest rate now, you would save about $330 on a $450,000 mortgage. That could potentially, that $350 translates to almost $70,000 in purchasing power. $70,000. That's a lot.
That's a massive
Now,
amount.
Values are not going to go up $70,000 in the next, 3, 6, 8 months, I don't think. So they're going to go up, but I think we're going to level out right here. But this is a time to get into the marketplace.
So
and a lot of it is just education and just, getting over the fear and being comfortable.
Yeah.
How high are prices going to get here in Las Vegas?
Well,
With the election.
What year are we talking
is it,
about?
No.
Is it time?
It's perfect time.
Oh, my
Because you were
goodness.
just saying, you were like, well, you have smart clients. It's because they listen to you, right? Cleos in the house.
It sounds like you want a prediction.
I do.
Oh my gosh. This is
boy,
a
here you
thing.
go.
I love this.
Repeat it again.
But so here in Las Vegas, how high are the housing? Like, how are they going to go up? How high are they going to? Because we talked about 2020, we talked about 21, we talked about, they went up 40,000 to 70,000 to 100,000. We're 4 years later. We're getting through the election. Interest rates are starting to come down, as we discussed, which I also said they would.
Yes. You were very accurate in your prediction.
Yeah, obviously. What's going to happen come November 6th?
Last year, we sat in a studio and we made a prediction. We said that the interest rates were going to come down, and even if they didn't, housing prices in Vegas were going to go up. And they went up by 6.5%. My prediction this time is if the housing prices go up 6.5% at the highest interest rates in a decade, if we hit 4.9% FHA, I predict housing prices in Vegas to go up by 8 to 10%.
Nice.
So your $400,000 house will be $440,000. Your $500,000 house will be $550,000. And everybody out there buying those $700,000 and $800,000 new builds, congratulations, because in a few years' time you're going to be holding on to $1 million properties. And I genuinely believe that. So when we sit here and we tell you guys you're fucked if you don't buy, it's because I know Vegas and I am aware that most of you guys living here, your wages probably aren't going to allow you to buy a $700,000 house. And you pride yourself on wanting to keep Vegas Vegas. The only way to do that is to make sure that you can stay living here, right? That's the emphasis, is to make sure you guys can stay living here. But if you don't start taking this seriously, I'm not joking when I say that you're fucked. You are. You are going to be the new refugee. You're going to have to find somewhere else to move because these prices are not coming down. It's not a prediction. I can guarantee you this. All right?
That's
How
a harsh
long?
reality too,
It
I
is.
think it's kind of like okay, like I really got to get it together, like I got to figure it out. And listen, we're all here.
Oh, prediction here.
Rub the ball. It gives you powers.
I thought it was going to change colors. I was
You would have freaked out if that happened,
Let me
right?
tell you, Ouija board them out.
What is your prediction when the interest rates drop? What is your prediction for the next year in Las Vegas?
In the next in the next year.
Yes.
Okay. My prediction, add a little more detail to the question so I can answer.
If the interest rates
You're delaying.
drop,
You're delaying right now.
yeah, if the interest rates drop
I'm a negotiator.
to 4.9%, where do you predict the housing market in Vegas goes?
The housing market in Vegas at a buyer standpoint will be over asking. Everyone you're going to be competing with will have more money than you, will have better credit than you. And if you do not get started with what the process is on what needs to change in the next year, you're going to get there next year thinking that your plan is on set when you're not speaking to a mortgage professional. They're in this all the time. We have hundreds of emails coming to us every day. It's an election year, mail too, So connecting with that person that can really elevate you, it's going to make it a lot easier to do that in a year from now.
Yeah.
And properties are appreciating up to 15%, It depends on where you're living or what your lifestyle is. And the luxury market is booming.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people who own property in other states with higher taxes, they want to come here in Nevada because the benefits are so great. The space is so great. But, not everyone wants to be here when it's 119 degrees outside.
100%.
So they go back to their other towns where they may own property or things like that. Plus, a little bit of fun, great places to eat, things to do. It's a cool place.
Lock us in on a number. Lock us in. Lock us in. What is the number? Vegas houses in 365 days from today, they are what percentage higher?
So I just want to read this because I looked it up on Google. The National Association of Realtors, as of August 2024, said the average sales price nationally is $416,000.
Okay.
So if you're asking me what I think, it would be probably closer to 460, 475.
That's a prediction.
You know?
She is hitting you guys with 10% and actually 11%. You're
Yeah.
going higher than me.
Yeah.
I respect that. I like a bold opinion.
You know, for me, it's a little bit different. You know, our market, Vegas, if you're watching from, a city that is also booming, these startup corporations are, generating more income for like cities that haven't had money in a long time, like the community is getting together as a whole since our lifestyles has changed to figure out how we move into this next era, right? And managing with what you have now and making the most of it is what everyone should be doing, right? And if you're a little bit off track, that's totally fine, but like getting around your people to help you get there truly elevates the experience. It makes it a lot easier. I read the contract so you don't have to. You know what I'm
100%.
saying?
I'm going to give you another little tidbit. This is
Oh,
not
oh.
really a prediction, but it'll be a tidbit. So if it goes down to 4.99, I think what'll end up happening is many sellers that are in interest rates that are 4%, 3.5%, whatever, they will probably end up selling their home, taking the equity, and going and buying another home. So they will have more money than some buyers right now. And so they'll be fine in terms of going and taking the properties away and bidding the prices up and getting the house that they want. And I think it'll just bring more money into the market. And right now, the other thing that a lot of people don't realize is that this is kind of baby boomer right now, but there's leverage.
Did you say boomer?
Yeah, boomer Bill.
You say boomer?
You want me to go boomer Bill?
I say boomer Bill.
Okay. Boomer
Tell
Bill.
us what boomers would feel about this situation.
I love it. This is amazing.
Tell us what boomers would feel about this
Oh
situation.
my gosh.
Okay.
What a great way to start my day. Amazing. It's fantastic.
We have a question from YouTube?
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
Joy asked, will prices of houses ever go down?
No, because the cost of land is never going to go down, and
So-
that's the value of real estate.
The question was, will prices of homes ever go down?
No.
I don't know if people heard that because it was yelled from
Oh,
our producers.
You can obtain property for less than market value. However, you don't have cash. You have cash, it's another story. You can buy whatever you want.
100%.
If you want the government to give you a portion of that, then they're going to need some reason in that, right? They have their
100%.
own way to make their own investments. They don't
course.
need, a novice out there doing that stuff. I love
Is this Boomer Bill?
Boomer
great.
Bill.
Bill.
Boomer
So-
Bill, give it to
But I'm
us.
supposed
Boomer Bill says you have to leverage your money. You got to use your money to make more money. And that's really what happens is, so to buy, let's say a $400,000 house, right? A conventional mortgage is 3% down minimum, FHA 3.5%. That's $12,000 to $14,000 out of your pocket, right? That's how much money you're putting into this. And you're saying if it goes from 400 to 416,000 to 465,000, that's $50,000. You make $50,000 in 1 year off of $14,000. That's like tripling your money in 1 year
Tell
if it does that.
Tell 'em, Boomer
you're
Bill.
You're leveraging your money. People say, well, I'm going to just stick it in the stock market. Well, you stick it in the stock market and you put $14,000 in there, well, you're going to only make,
2,000.
if you make 10% in the stock market, you're only making 10% of 14,000. If you buy a house, you're making 8%, 10% on 450,000.
Thank you.
So you're just leveraging
Boomer
your
Bill.
money. Boomer
Plus,
Bill.
as someone who-
Boomer Bill
Plus,
says
that's-
leverage your money and realize that it's creating wealth for you that gives you opportunities for the future.
Plus, as someone who lived through the Great Depression, you understand that the stock market has its flaws.
Yes.
Things can go poorly, right?
yeah.
Tell these young whippersnappers they need to work harder.
I
Whippersnappers.
did today. I had a client today. I kind of took the summer off a little bit, and I said,
Oh, that
you
doesn't
got to
work for
work if
Bill.
you want to buy a house.
Yeah.
You got to go
They
work.
want to go on vacations to Miami,
So
Bill. Tell
she's
them.
gonna go. She's gonna go work, and she's gonna get a house, and she's now motivated. But they just need that plan to get out there, go to work.
Yeah, don't quit your job. Don't quit your
No.
job.
Do not quit your
Do
day
not quit your
job.
job.
Good.
No,
Hey,
Let's talk first.
right? Ultimately, our goal is for you guys to succeed, right? We want to be as fun for you guys as possible, but the things we're saying here are serious. The rates are dropping. and it's not what you think. You've been told that their interest rate's going down and you're going to save money. That's something that very wealthy people like Grant Cardone have convinced you are true because they already own all the properties as it is, right? If you're rich and the rates drop, you have enough money to pay over interest rates. You have enough money to pay in cash. Most of you are going to be getting loans, and you're not saving money when the rates drop. And I cannot make this any more clearly, despite me having this silly hat on. I cannot make it more clearly. So I hope you guys listen to this. If you have any questions, Bill is willing to help you for free. Rossetti is a great agent. She will help you guys for free. All you have to do is call and ask, right? Rossetti, where can they find you? How can they contact you?
You can go to my website. It is on my Facebook page, or you can search my name in Google and leave a business review because you love me so much. If you've met me before, because I really appreciate it. We live in a review economy, according to Tom Ferry. So there's that. And on Instagram, I'm very active on social media. I'm involved in a lot of opportunities if you're ever looking to volunteer. And I help military relocate all over the U.S. So, any assistance I can get in moving and transitioning, moving cars, those type of things, I can help.
Awesome. Alexandra, my millennial MILF,
Brandon.
where can they find you?
You can find me at alexandraharbushka.com or Instagram or TikTok or whatever your jam is.
Whatever your jam is.
Whatever
Bill,
your jam is.
Bill, I'm going to slide to the
Boomer
side.
Bill.
On the yacht.
I'm going to slide to the
There's
side.
my
wait.
phone
Bill,
number.
they can find Bill on a yacht in Hawaii with all the boomers, baby. This is Bill's number right here. But Bill, if they're afraid to pick up the phone and call, where can they reach you?
BillGaylord.com.
Oh yeah, BillGaylor.com. And I'm Brandon from Vegas. Just put me into your Google. If you're watching here on YouTube, thank you guys so much. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Leave us a comment below. Let us know what you guys think about the interest rates dropping. Are you scared? Are you nervous? Are you excited? You guys can also find us on TikTok live every day at 10 a.m. Join the conversation, ask your questions. We do, obviously, as you can see, answer your questions on camera. So jump in here for us at 10 a.m. Pacific to be specific. And as always, come and be my neighbor. Peace, 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 peace. My editors hate when I do this.